Learn the most powerful trigger. 2.2 came with tons of new triggers that we couldn't even imagine being added to Geometry Dash, and the most impressive and powerful one is the gradient trigger, in my opinion obviously. It has many different ways to use, so that's what we're gonna be learning today. First, gently put the gradient trigger in the editor and it will cover the entire screen. But don't worry, we're gonna change it later. To change its color, go to Edit Object, and Base will be the left color while Detail right color. And you can also rotate the trigger to rotate the gradient. Now here we're gonna hit Edit Special, and here are all the settings we're gonna be covering. So ID is basically a group, but for gradients only. This will happen if two gradients had the same ID. You just change the same gradient, otherwise you're adding another gradient instead. Now let's go to the blending modes. Normal is just the solid color, additive is the same as blending colors, multiply will turn every color into that you have chosen, and finally invert will, well, you know, under that you can choose which layer it is gonna be, and if you don't want it anymore, you can check disable all or disable any specific gradient ID. Preview opacity just affects the opacity in the editor, and before explaining that settings, let me show you some interesting things you are already able to create. If you set it to additive, select max and change its color to black, you can add a white pulse to the black color in order to make a transition. Also with the same settings you can add black to the left and another one to the right. Or just create a color filter by adding two of the same color. Now let's get back to Edit Special again, and here you'll find these settings that means up, down, left and right. So what you're gonna do is place 4 objects like this and add one group to each. Now put them in the boxes. As you can see, we have this little gradient block that can be modified by moving the objects, but this mode is limited. I prefer vertex mode. That'll change to bottom left, bottom right, top left and top right. Now you have more freedom to change its shape to whatever you want. Also, if you want a triangle, just repeat one group and that's it. You can add moves, rotates and everything you want to the points, and you'll get awesome results. With this trigger, I made this projection animation, these windows, and even this crazy rotating triangle right here. If you want a tutorial on that more advanced stuff, let me know in the comments. Have fun exploring this trigger.